before, but Tesla is the stock of the day. I mean, it's the top performer in the S&P 500, bringing the consumer discretionary to the top of the pack. Morgan Stanley up their target to 1,200. This after their Hertz deal. Want to bring in Scott Martin and Michael Lee to discuss. Mike, you a buyer here in this on Tesla?
Well, look, it depends what your thoughts are on Tesla. If you're a trader, I think you buy here and play the momentum, but you got to have an exit price mapped out because Tesla for years has had no correlation to any reasonable valuation. In my mind, it's the original meme stock, and today there was a gamma squeeze combined with some fantastic news for them, and the stock just exploded. If you're a longer-term investor, I'd wait for some bad news to come out, which kind of invariably happens with kind of the National Transportation Board investigations in the company, Elon's propensity to overpromise and underdeliver. So I think if you want to be a long-term investor, you wait to get in. I think if you're a trader, you could probably make some fast money in the back of this momentum.
And it was so interesting with all of that, and then that's sort of been the backdrop for the last half dozen years. It's $1 trillion stock, and Elon Musk is by far now the richest person on the planet. And you know, Scott, what it reminds me of is I think about all the people who stopped out of this stock over the years. And I think, are there stocks that you have, regardless of how volatile they are, no matter what, you plan to hold, that you're going to hold and you're not going to let volatility get you out of this stock? Because I'm pretty sure I've been stopped out of Tesla in the past.
Yeah, for sure. And I think like Mike said, you know, it's stuff that kind of has become meme-ish, I guess, if that's a word. You know, stocks that have gotten this fanfare and then just been pushed down because of things surrounding the company. I mean, Facebook's certainly one of them over the years. Things like AMD, too, you know, where they've just been slammed because of supply issues and other things a couple of years ago with respect to product development or product completion. So I think the interesting thing on Tesla for me, Charles, just quickly, is that for me, it's actually not really a trade right here. I think it is a good long-term investment. I think the stock's pretty much overdone considerably here to the upside, at least short term. But gosh, this is still, to your point, a story of Tesla that's maybe, you know, rags to riches or alley to the highway with respect to how the stock is done. And I think it's a great company to own for the future, but for many, many years in the future as well.
Yeah, and I think if you think of it that way, then you won't get shaken out. You won't get spooked out on those periodic air pockets that it does hit. Let's talk about Facebook, guys. They report after the close. It's just simple, Mike. Buy, sell, or hold. I mean, where are you on this stock right now?
Yeah, I buy this into the close, and then if for whatever reason it sells off more tomorrow, I'd buy more. I think a lot of these names tend to go into earnings calls with enormous expectations. I don't think that's the case for Facebook. I think there's a cloud over it. I think they're going to blow through it. But on the odd chance something on the call spooks investors, I'd be adding more.
Scott?
Yeah, I think Mike's right. Expectations have come down a bit, which is good. You're going to get a great opportunity to pick up some of these names in tech land this week. And I do believe that the one thing that could surprise investors and analysts, if they do start talking about maybe ameliorating some of those security issues or some of the content issues that have been plaguing them for the last few months. So that was what I'd be kind of concerned about if you're not in the stock here and looking to buy it after earnings, because you may get some of that news.
So in your mind, what would it be better to do? Buy it now before the close or wait until after the numbers come out and then look at it in the morning?
I'd buy it before the close.
Hey, real quick, I got less than a minute to go. Is there something that, Mike, that people should be in this week before they report?
Besides Facebook, I don't think so. A lot of these big FANG names have a tendency to sell off fast and hard after their earnings. Basically, something on the call spooks investors, and that's the time you want to add them because by the next call, they've almost completely recovered.
Right, and to that point, you could have bought Netflix on temporary weakness last week and Tesla on a little bit of weakness for a brief moment last week. Scott, Michael, thank you both very, very much. So we're starting the week off pretty good.